Chapter 1. The New Job. Sofia Harper had always believed that respect mattered more than money. That belief followed her everywhere, including to the gates of Blackwood Manor. The estate stretched across rolling hills overlooking the ocean. Tall iron gates guarded the property, while fountains and gardens decorated the massive grounds. Sofia had recently accepted a position as a live-in maid there. The pay was excellent, and after years of struggling to make ends meet, she needed the opportunity. At 28 years old, Sofia was confident, hardworking, and known for speaking up when something wasn't right. On her first day, she was introduced to the owner of the estate, Elena Moretti, a powerful businessman whose name carried influence throughout the city. People often whispered about him. Some said he had connections in places nobody wanted to discuss. Others said he was fiercely loyal to the people he loved. Sofia wasn't interested in rumors. She was there to work. As she toured the mansion, she met the person who would quickly become her favorite resident. Gabriel's mother, Elena Moretti. Elena greeted Sofia with a warm smile. "Welcome, dear." The older woman immediately made Sofia feel comfortable. Unlike many wealthy people Sofia had worked for in the past, Elena treated everyone with kindness. Over the following weeks, the two developed a genuine friendship. What Sofia didn't realize was that trouble was already brewing within the mansion walls. Chapter 2. Hidden Tension. Gabriel was engaged to a woman named Vanessa Sinclair. Vanessa was elegant, beautiful, and always dressed impeccably. To outsiders, she appeared perfect. Inside the manor, however, Sofia noticed something different. Vanessa constantly criticized Elena. The comments were subtle at first. Small insults disguised as jokes. Dismissive remarks. Cold looks. Whenever Gabriel was around, Vanessa acted sweet and respectful. The moment he left the room, her attitude changed. Elena never complained. She always smiled through it. But Sofia noticed. One afternoon while arranging flowers in the sunroom, Sofia overheard a conversation. "You should really stop interfering," Vanessa said sharply. Elena looked confused. "I only offered a suggestion. No one asked for it." The older woman's smile faded. Sofia wanted to say something, but Elena quietly walked away. That night Sofia couldn't stop thinking about it. Something wasn't right. Chapter 3. Growing Concern. As the weeks passed, Vanessa's behavior became worse. She interrupted Elena during conversations, ignored her opinions, embarrassed her in front of guests. Sofia found herself becoming increasingly protective of the older woman. One evening she brought Elena tea in the library. "You deserve better treatment." Elena sighed. "Life is complicated." "Not that complicated." Elena smiled softly. "You're very brave, Sofia." "No." Sofia shook her head. "I just don't like bullies." The older woman laughed. It was one of the few genuine laughs Sofia had heard from her recently. Chapter 4. The Celebration. Several months later, Gabriel hosted a large engagement celebration. The manor filled with important guests. Business leaders, politicians, family friends. Everyone gathered to celebrate the upcoming wedding. Staff members rushed through hallways carrying trays and decorations. Sofia spent the evening helping coordinate service. For most of the night, everything seemed perfect. Then she heard raised voices coming from a private sitting room. The sound immediately caught her attention. One voice belonged to Vanessa. The other belonged to Elena. Sofia moved toward the room. As she approached, the argument became clearer. "You embarrassed me tonight," Vanessa snapped. "I didn't mean to. You corrected me in front of everyone. I only clarified something." Vanessa stepped closer. Her expression darkened. The room felt tense. Dangerously tense. Chapter 5. The Moment That Changed Everything. Elena remained calm. "I never intended to upset you." Vanessa's patience finally broke. "You're always causing problems." Without warning, she raised her hand. Everything happened in an instant. Sofia rushed forward. She stepped between them. Vanessa's hand never reached Elena. Sofia caught her wrist before any harm could be done. The room froze. Vanessa stared in disbelief. "Let go of me." "No." Sofia's voice remained steady. "You don't get to treat her that way." The silence that followed seemed endless. Elena looked stunned. Vanessa pulled her arm free. "How dare you interfere? How dare you raise your hand to someone who has shown you nothing but kindness?" Before Vanessa could respond, another voice filled the room. "What is happening?" Gabriel stood in the doorway. Chapter 6. The Truth. The atmosphere instantly changed. Everyone turned toward him. His gaze moved from Vanessa to Sofia, then to his mother. The concern in his eyes was obvious. "Mother?" Elena looked down. Vanessa quickly spoke. "Your maid is causing problems." Sofia remained silent. Gabriel wasn't interested in assumptions. He turned to his mother. "What happened?" Elena hesitated. For years she had avoided conflict. But this time was different. This time someone had stood up for her. Finally she answered. Sofia protected me. Gabriel's expression hardened. Vanessa immediately knew she had lost control of the situation. Protected you from what? Elena took a deep breath. From being struck. The room became completely silent. Chapter 7. A son's decision. Gabriel listened carefully. His disappointment was unmistakable. You raised your hand against my mother? Vanessa attempted to explain. Nothing she said improved the situation. Every excuse sounded worse than the last. Finally Gabriel raised a hand. Enough. The single word ended the discussion. Vanessa stared at him. You can't be serious. I am. You'd choose her over me? Gabriel looked toward Elena, then toward Sofia. Finally he answered. I choose respect. The room fell silent. Vanessa realized the engagement was over. Moments later she left the manor. No one tried to stop her. Chapter 8. The unexpected reward. The following morning, Sofia expected consequences. She had challenged the future wife of her employer. Surely there would be repercussions. Instead, she received an invitation to breakfast. When she entered the dining room, Gabriel and Elena were waiting. Gabriel stood. Please sit. Sofia looked confused. Am I in trouble? Elena laughed. Quite the opposite. Gabriel nodded. You protected someone who deserved protection. I only did what was right. Most people don't. The sincerity in his voice surprised her. For the first time, Sofia saw something beyond the powerful reputation. She saw a son who genuinely loved his mother. Chapter 9. A better future. Life at Blackwood Manor gradually changed. The tension disappeared. Laughter returned. Family dinners became common. Elena seemed happier than Sofia had ever seen her. One afternoon they sat together in the garden. Flowers bloomed around them while birds sang in nearby trees. You changed things here, Elena said. Sofia smiled. I don't think so. You reminded people that courage matters. The older woman squeezed her hand. And kindness matters even more. Sofia looked across the gardens. For the first time in years, she felt completely at peace. She had come to the manor looking for a job. Instead, she had found friendship, purpose, and a place where she truly belonged. And all because she refused to stay silent when someone needed help. Epilogue. Years later, people still remembered the night everything changed. Not because of wealth, not because of power, but because one ordinary maid chose to stand up for what was right. And sometimes, a single act of courage is enough to change an entire family's future. The end.